Hi, this is Sudhir. This is C#.NET Jump Statements Tutorial Part 2. Break. It is used to come out of a block of code. That means if you are writing a block of code and if you want to jump out of it, then you can use break statement there. Here we have some examples. When you are writing switch statements, you will be having multiple cases. If you want to jump out of the switch, if some of the case is hit, then you can use break statements there. Otherwise, if you are using loops like for each, while, do while, if you want to come out of that, then you can use break statements inside the loops. Here I have an example program. I have an array called A, which is of type int, which is having 3 numbers. And I have for each loop to repeat 3 times so that it is going to print 3, 6, 9 on the output screen. But I want to jump if the value of I is matching with 6. That means first value will be printed. For the second item, as the if condition is matching with I equal to 6, the break statement will be executed. And what happens is the code will come out of the loop. That means 6 and 9 will not be printed. Only 3 will be printed on the output screen using break here. So I'm going to show the demo of this program in my Visual Studio. I'm going to take an array name A of int type with 3 elements, and the items are 3, 6 and 9. So I have array with 3 elements. I'm going to use a for each loop here. Int I in A. That means all the elements inside the A will be coming to I and I'm going to print them. The loop is repeated 3 times because the number of elements inside the collection A is 3. And finally I'm going to use console.read key so that I can see the output without closing the output screen. Now I'm going to see the output now without break. It is printing 3, 6, 9. 3 times loop is repeated and all the elements inside the array are printed. Now I want to use a break here inside an if condition. If the value inside I equal to 6, that means for the second item I'm going to use a break keyword here, break semicolon. So what happens is if this if condition is matched, the break will be executed and break will make the program to come out of this for each loop. That means only the first item is printed. When the if condition for the second item is matched, it is not going to print the output and it's going to come out of it. You can see only 3 is printed because in the second time when it is going inside the loop, it will jump out of the for loop. So I'm going to show the same with my breakpoint. See, the first time for loop is failed because I equal to 6 is false because I value is 3. For the first time I is printed. Next time I equal to 6 is true, then it is going for break. Break means directly after break it is going to come out of the for loop and it's going to print console.read key. It's not going to print anymore. So that is how 3 is printed. So this is how break will work. Coming back to my slides, the next keyword is continue. Continue can be used in loops to jump the control to the next iteration without executing the present iteration. That means it's not going to go out of the loop, but it's going to skip the present looping functionality. For example, the same program, instead of break, I am using continue here. You can see array is there which is named A, 3 elements 3, 6, 9. For each loop is there to print all the elements. So if the if condition is matched, that means if I equal to 6 for the second element, it is going to execute a line called continue. That means it's going to skip the next lines, it will go out of the loop and again the next iteration is executed. That means 3 is executed, 6 is skipped and again next time 9 is printed. That means 3 and 9 will be on the output screen. I'm going to show you the same in my Visual Studio now. Instead of break, I'm going to write continue. Continue means only the present iteration will be skipped and the next iteration it will be executed. So I'm going to execute it with my breakpoint. So first time it brought in the array we have 3 elements. They are 3, 6, 9. It's going to bring 3 for the first time. I equal to 6. 3 equal to 6 is failed. So it is going to print the 3 now. Next time it's going to bring 6. Continue means it's going to skip the next line and it will directly go to the next iteration. You can see it is going to the next iteration without printing I value. Next time it is going to bring 9. I value is 9 equal to 6 is false. So continue will not be executed. So the next line will be printed successfully. And the for loop will be closed because all the items are printed. Here you can see the values are 3 and 9 and 6 are skipped because continue will skip the present iteration, but it's not going to skip the entire for loop. That's how continue will work. So these are the different jump statements which is used to skip some of the statements, and it will move execution to the